Thanks for visiting Patient Weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health stress for April 24th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We also maintain a patient weather storefront on Amazon. Let's take a look at the surface map for the 24th, and you can see we still have a little bit of a bubble low hanging about Wyoming. Lots of unsettled weather, snow in the mountains, northern Rockies, Montana, and Wyoming. But the real focus of weather will be this low pressure center over the Michigan Upper Peninsula with a cold front cutting through Michigan, through northern Indiana, about South Bend, down into really the St. Louis area of Missouri, and then all the way back, probably close to Dallas or into near Austin. Its warm front will be stretching across Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and down to Raleigh. Note lots of unsettled weather all the way across the southeast and into the middle Atlantic states, but very much unsettled showers, thunder showers, convective activity in a swath up and down ahead of the front. Looking at our vitality index, the individual elements that might trigger a weather health impact, there's always some little bit of activity in the Pacific Northwest, but the real focus of interest will be the plains from Texas clear on up into the Dakotas, with a definite focus across Minneapolis and Iowa, Minnesota and Wisconsin, and in that general area, and this is all with that frontal system. Looking at pressure change, we do have that little bit of falling pressure always along the western coast of Oregon and Washington. Another interesting little area of low pressure here across the shoreline of eastern Michigan and down into eastern Ohio. But again, the focus of interest will be the post-frontal rising pressure across Oklahoma, Kansas, the northern portions, and into North Dakota, and all of Iowa and Minnesota. Temperature contrast, little bit of interest, but not significant, where we have some cooler air still hanging about the north. Dew point temperatures, again, just showing that we have falling dew point temperatures in the north. The more interesting part, and something that is needed, if you jump to vapor pressure, you can see we're finally starting to force a little bit of moisture into the southeast, where it's been exceptionally dry, and that portends well all the way from Florida across into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and even making its way into the Tennessee Valley. So vapor pressure rising in the southeast. Hopefully that will mean something in the next couple days. Looking back at instability, this is just the unsettled weather, the instability, the showers and thunder showers possible ahead and along that frontal movement. Looking at the change in oxygen availability, you'll note that we have a risk of migraine in western Oregon to southwestern Washington state, but it stretches across southern Iowa into Wyoming, and that's Idaho, not Iowa. Wyoming, across Montana, and then picking up again along the northern fringes of North Dakota, but swinging back sharply as we move back into Minnesota, Wisconsin, even Michigan, Iowa, back in through Missouri, down into Oklahoma and Kansas. So the post-frontal area where there'll be rapidly rising pressure, rapidly falling temperatures, migraine risk. Also have a migraine risk along the eastern seaboard from Maryland across Delaware, New Jersey, picking up across Massachusetts, and then jumping across the state of Maine. We'll have that risk of asthma and arthritis sharply along the coastal areas of Washington, Oregon, cutting through Nevada into Wyoming, all the way across in the southern and central Rockies. Then we pick up again a risk of asthma and arthritis from Austin, clear across to Georgia and down through Florida. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. Your comments are appreciated, and if you hurt, tell us where you're located.